Introduction of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Have you ever wondered why some people handle stress better than others, or why some people connect with others so easily? The answer is emotional intelligence. Emotions aren't just for love stories or heated arguments. They are everywhere. They shape our choices, guide our actions, and affect every interaction we have. Daniel Goleman's book, Emotional Intelligence, explains how emotions influence daily life. It shows how emotions can help or hurt us. More importantly, it teaches how to manage them wisely. You'll learn how emotional intelligence helps balance emotions with logic. It shows how to make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and avoid mistakes driven by impulse. The best part, emotional intelligence isn't fixed. You can develop and improve it. Curious to know how? Watch the video till the end. Discover how emotional intelligence shapes lives and why it matters more than you think. This video, including its audio and script, is protected by copyright. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or piracy is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action. Welcome to Psychology English Book Summary, Episode 3. In this episode, we'll explore 1995 published book Emotional Intelligence, written by Daniel Goleman. The full title of the book is Emotional Intelligence, Redefining Smart. Chapter 1 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Why emotions matter. Emotions are important. They help us learn, understand others, and take action. But do they sometimes hold us back? Would life be better if we had no emotions and only used logic? The truth is, emotions give us many advantages. One big advantage is learning from our memories. When we experience something, our brain does not just remember the facts. It also stores our feelings. These feelings help us learn and avoid danger. For example, if a child touches a hot stove, he will feel pain. The next time he sees a stove, he will remember that pain and avoid touching it. His emotions help protect him from getting hurt again. Another benefit of emotions is understanding others. Emotions help us read people's feelings and predict their actions. If you see an angry man with clenched fists and a loud voice, you know he might be ready to fight. This warning helps you prepare for what could happen next. Emotions also push us to act. If we feel threatened, we react quickly. Imagine the angry man is about to attack. Your emotions might make you feel scared or alert, helping you respond fast. People who lose their emotions also lose this drive to act. In the past, doctors performed a surgery called a lobotomy on psychiatric patients. This surgery damaged parts of the brain responsible for emotions. After the surgery, patients lost their motivation and became less active. Emotions are not just feelings. They shape how we learn, interact, and survive. Without them, life would be dull, and we would struggle to react to danger. Emotions give us an edge in life, helping us grow, connect, and stay safe. Chapter 2 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Trapped by our emotions. Emotions shape how we see the world. They help us understand people and situations. But sometimes, they can cloud our judgment and make us act without thinking. One big problem is when emotions overwhelm us. Our brain, like a juggler, can only handle so much at once. When fear, anger, or sadness take over, they push out logical thinking. For example, when scared, we might overreact and see danger where there is none. A simple shadow might look like a ghost just because fear tricks our mind. Another issue is acting too fast. Our brain processes emotions quicker than logic. When faced with something alarming, our emotional brain reacts before our thinking brain has time to analyze. That's why people scream or jump when they see a sudden movement in the dark. The brain assumes danger without checking the facts. Past experiences also shape our emotions. Sometimes old fears control how we feel today, even when the situation has changed. A man who was bullied as a child might still feel nervous around his old bully, even if he is now strong enough to defend himself. Emotions are powerful, but they are not always right. They can mislead us and cause poor decisions. Learning to manage them is key to thinking clearly and acting wisely. Chapter 3 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Master your emotions. Emotional intelligence (EI) helps you control your emotions and use them to achieve your goals. But how can you manage your emotions without letting them take over? The key is to recognize and understand your feelings. The first step is identifying your emotions. People who cannot do this are more likely to have angry outbursts. Once you recognize your emotions, figure out what causes them. Often, your feelings depend on how you interpret a situation. For example, if a friend walks past you without saying hello, you might feel hurt or angry. But instead of jumping to conclusions, consider other possibilities. Maybe they didn't see you because they were lost in thought. Changing how you think about situations can change how you feel. Emotional intelligence also helps you stay focused on your goals. Imagine you have to write a boring university paper but would rather go to a film festival. EI can help you manage these conflicting feelings. Try finding something interesting in the subject. Remind yourself that the festival will still be there after your work is done. Students who manage their emotions this way often perform well, even if their IQs are average. Learning to recognize and control your emotions can lead to success in many areas of life. Chapter 4 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. The Power of Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence helps you interact with people. You cannot live happily by only managing your own mind. Other people are a big part of life. To build good relationships, you need to handle social interactions well. Emotional intelligence allows you to understand others. It helps you see things from their point of view. If you know how you would feel in a situation, you can guess how others feel too. It also helps you read nonverbal signs like facial expressions and body language. For example, if someone's face turns pale and their mouth is wide open, you can tell they are shocked. This skill works automatically. You don't have to think too much about it. Understanding emotions allows you to act in a way that gets good responses from others. Imagine you are a manager and an employee keeps making mistakes. You need to talk to them, but how you do it matters. If you are too harsh, they might get upset or defensive. They may not listen to you. But if you think about their feelings and approach them with care, they will be more willing to change. People with emotional intelligence can teach, solve problems, and manage teams. These skills help them maintain strong relationships. In work and life, emotional intelligence is key to success. Chapter 5 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. The Balance of Emotion and Thought. Emotional intelligence is the balance between our feeling brain and our thinking brain. These two parts work together to help us understand and control our emotions. Our feeling brain creates emotions, while our thinking brain helps us make sense of them. They are connected by strong neuronal pathways. If these pathways are damaged, emotional intelligence can suffer. A person with a disconnected feeling brain may stop experiencing emotions. This can lead to a loss of emotional self-awareness. Lobotomized patients showed this effect. Once the connection was cut, they lost emotional depth. Another important role of these connections is emotional self-regulation. This helps us stay calm in stressful situations. For example, if you hear a sudden loud noise, your feeling brain may react with fear. Your body becomes alert, preparing for danger. But then, your thinking brain steps in. It assesses the situation and realizes there is no real threat. It then calms the body and emotions. This prevents overreaction to every sudden sound. If the link between these two brains is broken, self-regulation becomes difficult. People with severe damage to the thinking brain struggle to control their emotions. They may react strongly to minor events because their thinking brain cannot reassure them. Emotional intelligence depends on a strong connection between the thinking and feeling brains. This balance helps us understand, regulate, and respond to emotions in a healthy way. Chapter 6 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Power of Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence helps you live a healthier and more successful life. Many people think having a high IQ is the key to success, but intelligence alone is not enough. Emotional intelligence is just as important. Research shows that people with high emotional intelligence do better in life. For example, students who show empathy often get better grades than those who don't, even if their IQs are the same. Another important skill is self-control. A famous study by Stanford University tested young children on impulse control. Those who resisted eating a treat as kids later performed better in school and social life. This trend continues into adulthood. Managers with emotional intelligence are often more persuasive and successful. Emotional intelligence is not just good for success, it also benefits health. Stress is a major problem in modern life. It raises blood pressure, increasing the risk of heart attacks. It also weakens the immune system, making people more likely to get sick. But emotional intelligence helps people handle stress better. If you learn to manage emotions like anger and anxiety, your body suffers less. Studies show that heart attack patients who learn to control their anger have a lower risk of another attack. Despite its importance, schools rarely teach emotional intelligence. Yet the future of society depends on it. People with low emotional intelligence may struggle in life, affecting not just themselves but the world around them. Learning emotional skills can lead to a healthier and more successful society for everyone. Understanding and improving emotional intelligence can change lives. It is a key factor in happiness, success, and well-being. Chapter 7 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Future depends on emotional intelligence. The future of America depends on children's emotional intelligence. It shapes how they handle feelings, relationships, and challenges. Studies show that lower emotional intelligence leads to serious problems. Between 1965 and 1990, teen murder rates tripled. Experts link this to a decline in emotional intelligence. Many young criminals struggle with impulse control and understanding others' emotions. These issues are also seen in adult sex offenders. Drug addicts also face similar problems. For example, heroin addicts often have trouble managing anger even before their addiction. Children's well-being depends on emotional intelligence. Kids who grow up around emotionally intelligent parents learn to manage their emotions better. A study found that these children have lower stress, make more friends, and perform better in school. Teachers describe them as socially skilled. In contrast, children who lack self-awareness, empathy, or impulse control are at higher risk for mental health problems and school difficulties. Emotional intelligence is key to a better society. Today's children will become tomorrow's leaders, parents, and decision makers. If they are empathetic and good at conflict resolution, society will benefit. Many factors influence a community's future, but emotional intelligence is one of the most important. Chapter 8 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Boost your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence helps us live a happier life. But can we improve it? Yes. Simple exercises can help you strengthen it. Understand your feelings. Self-awareness is key. Try using inner dialogues to recognize your emotions. Imagine your best friend shares his problems with everyone but you. You feel hurt. Instead of staying upset, ask yourself why. You may realize he thought you were too busy. This shifts your perspective and eases your emotions. Practice empathy. Empathy grows when you mirror body language. If someone looks tense, copy their posture. This helps you feel their emotions. By doing this, you become more in tune with others' feelings. Stay positive and motivated. How you explain failures affects motivation. People who see failures as temporary keep trying. They believe success depends on effort. But those who blame personal flaws give up easily. To stay motivated, remind yourself that failures can be fixed with effort. By practicing these steps, you can boost your emotional intelligence and improve your life. Chapter 9 of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Master your emotions. Emotional intelligence is useful in many areas of life, from work to love. But how can you use it daily? Here are some simple tips. Understand emotions in relationships. Men and women often handle emotions differently. Women are usually encouraged to talk about feelings, while men may suppress emotions to avoid looking weak. For example, if a woman shares a problem, a man might immediately give advice. But she may just want to be heard and understood. Instead of jumping to solutions, listen carefully and acknowledge her feelings. This can strengthen your relationship. Stay calm in arguments. Strong emotions can cloud your thinking. If you feel too upset during a disagreement, take a break. A cool down period can help you think clearly and avoid saying something you regret. Marriage experts suggest checking your pulse during arguments. If your heart rate increases by more than 10 beats per minute above normal, it's a sign to pause and regain control. Give constructive criticism. If you need to criticize someone, be specific and offer solutions. Instead of making general complaints, focus on a specific incident. Explain what went wrong and suggest how to improve. This keeps the person from feeling confused or undervalued. By applying these emotional intelligence tips, you can improve communication, reduce conflicts, and build better relationships. Conclusion of Emotional Intelligence Book Summary. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. We learned that emotions guide us. They push us to act. They can also mislead us. That is why we need emotional intelligence. It helps us see our own feelings. It helps us see others' feelings too. Emotional intelligence is very important. It can help you succeed in school and work. You can grow it anytime in life. It is better than IQ for success. Teach children to share their feelings. Give them words to name their emotions. Praise them when they show self-control. Be clear when you give advice. Take breaks if you feel too upset. Use these simple tips. Live a full and happy life. Thank you for watching. Disclaimer, please check the description. Any digital copy of this content that is shared through piracy or downloaded without permission or uploaded on any online social media platform will be considered a clear violation of copyright law. Piracy is a serious offense and strict legal action will be taken against it. Additionally, copyright infringement may result in a strike against your YouTube channel or page, and it could even be deleted. Therefore, please do not engage in piracy or support it. This content has been created based on the references from the mentioned book. However, it may contain some unintentional errors or inconsistencies due to human or mechanical mistakes. If you notice any mistakes or inconsistencies, please accept our apologies and inform us through a comment or message. If you enjoy this book summary and wish to gain complete knowledge of the book, then please consider purchasing the book from an online or offline bookstore and reading it.